Pooja ma'am, I have shared a link on your WhatsApp YouTube live link.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. Okay. Good afternoon, all. Again, we are meeting in this international webinar. We are having amongst us Dr. Pooja ma'am. I hand over to our principal, Kranti ma'am, to address the gathering.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, participants, and good afternoon, all teachers of Shankara Savandra College. I remember just 2 months before we met personally to Pooja ma'am and had very good interactive session. And now again today we are meeting ma'am. So I think during this time staying connected is very important, and accordingly we are meeting today in this international webinar. So once again on behalf of our law college and all participants and teaching staff, I extend my warm welcome to you. I'm very happy that you have accepted our invitation, and today you will be guiding our student on one of the important topic. That topic is very important from students' point of view, and they need to work on that particular area, that is branding. And I must say that they have received or they are going to get guidance from the most resourceful person available in today's day. So once again, I welcome you. Without taking much time, I would request to our coordinators to proceed for the session.
Yes.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Krishna ma'am to introduce our today's guest.
Thank you, Saurabh sir. It is indeed a pleasure to introduce a second speaker of the day, Dr. Pooja Rastogi ma'am. Ma'am has completed her post-graduation in business management from MIT Business School, where she secured gold medal in the discipline of entrepreneurship and marketing. She has completed postgraduate diploma in digital marketing from the prestigious Institute MICA. She has completed her PhD in management from the Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, Allahabad, Prayagraj. She is having more than 17 years of experience in the academic and handled various roles in her career, such as teacher, course developer, coordinator in IMS Ghaziabad and Ansal University, Gurugram. She has conducted various webinars on her domain. She received an award for the best digital marketing faculty in the year 2020. She is a certified trainer in the field of the digital marketing and has developed brands for the clients like Sleepwell, Acropaints, etc. She has conducted various FDPs in her discipline and written books, presented and published various papers in national and international referred journal, along with the guiding PhD student. And currently, she is a professor in Ansal University, Gurugram. Ma'am, we are very fortunate to have you for this session. I welcome you on behalf of the SCLC, and without wasting much time, I now hand over to Pooja ma'am.
Thanks a lot, Krishna, for the beautiful introduction. I think whatever we are, it is just because of our students, because they motivate us to learn more. And I really thank Saurabh to be the connecting link. Of course, Kranti Deshmukh ma'am is somebody whom I really look up to because she's so young, so dynamic. Handling a course of law with the spirit of dynamism is very important. Like, I belong to a city of Allahabad, which is known for its high court. And Allahabad has maximum two professions only. One is law and the second is medicine. So I belong to a family of doctors, but since childhood, I've seen only people with black coats. And so law is a profession which is very close to my heart. Now, along with that, I agreed to be a part of this webinar, which is very well hosted by SCLC. I really want to congratulate the team. And I want to also say that it is not that they are doing it because now it is lockdown. Because I have met ma'am, I and I young generation, which is ma'am cannot do anything. Of course, captain of lawyers today. they are one community which is very well read. Like they pay so much attention to reading things, sections, and when you enter a lawyer's room, you only see books and books and nothing else. But it is very important also to make a right impact on our clients. And it is not about the clients today. People look to law as a very respectful profession. The mindset of people is changing. Now we are moving from traditional lawyers to now digital lawyers. So people have so they get digital, and there is digital texting and citations which are available as references to lawyers. Now, saying that, when I talk about lawyers today, they should be known for something which is special. I have to be known for a particular domain for which I stand. And there the role of branding comes. So I am not a lawyer. I am a simple management person, a marketer by domain, blessed by a degree from best of the institutions of the country. But I mean to say that when I talk about marketing and branding and how I link it to law is that I have to be known for either I am a civil lawyer or a criminal lawyer, or I am, like I was looking at the session which was going on earlier. So sir was an expert on marine law. So I have to have a specialist knowledge about something. So on that note, I would open the discussion, and I would just say that when I talk about something which is known to be, I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the topic of the discussion is create your niche, importance of personal branding in the post-pandemic era. So when I started my discussion with Saurabh, we wanted to do something which was more relevant today. And it was something which was making a lot of difference to people. So looking at that, when I say that we have to create our niche means that I have to talk to a selected community. As a lawyer, I cannot be good at everything. I will have a forte of handling a particular domain of law, be it criminal, civil, any other. So when I talk about today's session, I will be teaching, or I would be saying that I would be helping or suggesting you to make a brand of your own. So if I know Dr. Deshmukh, I know her for a specific quality. Or if I know Saurabh, I know him for a specific quality. And that go beyond my profession. Of course, my profession is a part of it. So if I am a creative person, so I am Pooja first, and then I am a digital marketer. Similarly, when I talk about law, so there is a person known with his or her attributes. But like we have so many students joining in, you have to understand what you are good at. And you have to make that your USP. So maybe the next 40 minutes of my discussion, I think I would help you unboxing what are your best traits and how you can use the digital media to create a brand. Like nowadays, we are talking about contactless deliveries and nothing is opening up for the next 3 or 6 months. So creating a brand persona on the social canvas or the digital canvas is very important. So I will also be giving you 10 quick tips that can make you a digital personal brand. And I want each one of you to understand your passion points. Going ahead, I most of you know them. You can just type the answers in the chat box. So these are some faces in the stream of your domain which are very popular. Of course, one of them belongs to my city. And I have placed 5 most important people, but yes, they are not the only ones. We have so many others who are looking into the screen and they are attending the webinar to be the best lawyers and judges of the world and the country. So if I look at them, so every person in this picture is known for a particular thing. So when I talk about Mr. Kaju, he is known for a particular way of looking at things, looking at cases. Similarly, when I talk about Jait Melani ji, who is not more and who's not there anymore, so he was also known for something which is an expertise of his domain. So what you have to understand is that you have to be somebody whom others recognize. I just wish that as lawyers of the country, You should not be a person who is only known by a signature or who is known by a case who is handling. I want you to be known as a person for a specific domain, for a specific expertise. And that is what you have to understand within yourself. Similarly, we have Mr. Salve, who is one of the most paid lawyers of the country, and he's been associated with the best of cases world over. We have Salman Khurshid and others on the list. Now, going ahead, why a niche? So I would just like to say, I hope you must be knowing it, but whenever we talk about the word niche, it means that we are talking about a small slice of the cake. Now, why do we want to talk to a niche? Because it is not possible to talk to everyone. अगर हम सब चीज के लिए जाने जा रहे हैं, I think we are not doing justice to any. So it is not a time where we should be a jack of all trades. I would say that it is a time where we have to be a specialist of one. So like if I talk about digital marketing as a domain, so today everybody is saying that I am a digital marketer. But when I say that I am a person who helps creating personal brands on digital, I am going into a niche, or I would say that it is a micro niche. It is a super specialization attribute or a skill which I possess. So that is what I want you to identify among yourself, that in this course of law, there would be some domain, there would be some subject that excites you. Please just understand it, pen it down, and start thinking more on that domain so that you are known for that particular niche. So why we need a niche? So we are saying that we need a niche because we are not talking to everyone around. Then it's the era of micro specialization or micro niches. So like I told you, so we are not talking about being a jack of all trades. We are talking about knowing something very depth and being a specialist of that. Like when we go to a doctor today, we don't go to a medicine doctor. We go to a gastroenterologist, or we go to a pediatrist, or an ophthalmologist, or a nephrologist. So we have gone into super specializations of domains now. The next thing that you have to be is that you have to be an expert. There is no place for mediocres. There is no place of being average. So we are talking about a world where we remember the best people. And like I told you that now we have to cut across the clutter. Clutter means that the crowd. So you have to understand what you are good at. You have to brush it up, and then you have to be the best in that, whichever domain you choose. So be known for an authority or a domain. So that is what we mean by that. Why do we need a niche? Because we want to be known for a specific thing. Okay. Now coming down to the next, how to identify your niche. So this is some action plan which I would want you to do after the session whenever you have time. Please write down these things. What is that you are known for? If you cannot understand that, please go back to point number 3. Ask people around, as they may see what you can't see in yourself. So in management, we have something which is known as a Johari window. So I'm not going into that concept, but that concept says that there is a blind sight of us, which we cannot see, but the others can see. Say, suppose that I am a person who gets very impatient. Now, I cannot understand that, Pooja, you are becoming impatient, but my friends, my family, the people I work with, they would tell me that, okay, Pooja, you have to check on your quality, that you are not being able to handle your patients. So that is the negative part of it. But going to the positive, so they may tell me that, okay, you are very creative, you just think of ideas in a minute and words come easy to you, you have an aura around you. So when I talk to others, they tell me that what I am good in. Sometimes we can note down some qualities that we possess, and sometimes we can go out to our peers, to our reference circles, to tell us what we are good at. You can also do a quick SWOT about yourself. So in SWOT, we have strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. You can leave the opportunity and threat as an external component. You can just concentrate on the internal dynamics, which is strength and weakness. So you can note down your strengths and you can note down your weaknesses. Now what we are doing is that I'm telling you the ways you can identify your niche. Now you can identify your niche with the help of this PCP principle. This is a principle that is entirely customized by me, and this acronym I have given, but I feel that this is something which we can follow. The very first thing is that we should be able to know our passion. Passion means the thing that I love doing. So maybe like for me, marketing is a passion. It doesn't mean anything to me if I'm doing marketing or I'm giving lectures or I'm studying or I'm designing ads or I'm managing the social media platform for my clients, because that is something I really love. So like you must have read this quote that if we love our work, we don't have to work a single day. So if law is your passion, if you are into this profession not because of a controlling factor but it is your choice, then try to choose the domain you are passionate about. If you are passionate about criminal law, please pursue it. Even if you are a female or a male, that doesn't make a difference. But the very first thing is that you have to understand your passion. Second, please understand your skill set. Skill set are your attributes, are your knowledge. So like I told you that you should be doing your SWOT analysis. So the SWOT analysis will help you identify your skills. And the third is profitability. Now, when I say profitability, what does that mean? It means that I can have a passion, I can have a particular skills, but then I also need to know that what is in demand. Because ultimately, whenever we are pursuing a profession, we want to grow. I am not saying that growth is money. Growth is doing something very nicely. Money will follow. So suppose if I feel that today digital marketing has more scope because of the pandemic, or because that is the only point of contact between the clients, the business, the B2B or B2C. So if I do content marketing, I do social media marketing, I do a certification in that, that will be profitable to me. So if I have to understand the niche, I have to look at these three things. First, I have to identify my passion. Second, I have to identify the skills that I possess. Third, what is more connected. Certain domains would be cybersecurity. When I talk about IT laws, so they are more in demand because of the technological change which is happening. So profitability also has to be kept in mind. After I do this PCP principle, I will achieve at a overlap. So first, I make a list of subjects or topics that I think about every day, and then also I don't get bored. So that is my passion. Second, I make a list of topics that you are more skilled at. So my skill set, मेरी best qualities क्या है. Third, I look at the things which are more demanded. When I make a Venn diagram, all of us have studied set theory. So when we make these three circles of passion, of profitability, and of skills, उसका जो overlap part है, that is my niche. So all these three things will overlap on certain points. And that is the point which is my niche. Because like if I have given you a lecture that, okay, identify your niche, that doesn't make sense. As a trainer, as a person who is meeting you on this platform, my session will be useful if you are able to do this. And this is not only for students, but anybody who is there joining on the webinar. You can identify your niche, because that will make you understand that what you are good at, and that will be your brand for future. Okay, so going ahead, who are you? So I think everybody knows him. The name is also there. He is Jeff Bezos. So Jeff Bezos says that what is branding? Branding means whatever people talk about you when you are not there. If I am there on the webinar and there is something positive about me happening, that is not branding. But maybe people remember me with something. That is branding. So suppose if somebody asks you that what does Saurabh mean to you? So if I list down three qualities of Saurabh, maybe he's dynamic, he's energetic, he wants to do positive for students. So that is the branding component of his quality, which I can list. So I'm sorry, Saurabh, I'm using that example, but maybe your students will be able to connect with you more.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So branding is when people talk about you and you are not there. And that is why I told you that please ask your reference group that मैं किसमें अच्छा हूँ, मैं किसमें बुरा हूँ. And that will make you understand your branding components. Then please answer these questions. What do you stand for? What is your story? So my story may be that I was born into a family of doctors in Allahabad. I did my education. Then I came into Delhi. I pursued my BBA, then my PGDM. Then I did a brand management PhD in branding from MNIT. It was my dream to have a Mica logo on my CV. So I pursued digital marketing from Mica after having 2 kids and after doing a PhD. So maybe everybody has a story to tell. Everybody around you will be interested in your story. There are only 2 kinds of stories that make a hit. One, people who are very successful. And second, what are the failures we have experienced in life? Because it is very important also to share my failures. Because it is a saying कि अपनी गलतियों से सीखना is बेवकूफी. दूसरे की गलतियों से सीखना is intelligence. So maybe with my story, somebody else is prevented of doing the same mistake. So try to understand what do you stand for and what is your story. How are you different? Like I told you that it is not the era of a vanilla scoop. It is an era jahan par we go to a ice cream store and we want a ice cream with a topping, with a syrup, with nuts, or with having something different. So please try to understand and uncover the USP within yourself. Then what are your key attributes? This we have already taken up. That find out your skills. This is the screen which I want you to remember always. So when I put a name on Google, say XYZ, and I see an entire page talking about that person, that is his or her personal brand. So my brand is not what I say that I am Pooja, so I am this. No, it is what the Google search engine page says. It may have some blogs, it may have some channels. So I have a YouTube channel. It may show some videos that I have posted. I have posted a recent video on Amitabh Bachchan and what I learned from him. So it also has my Instagram handle. It has my brief profile. It has my webinars that I've conducted. So when the search engine page talks about Pooja, world knows Pooja through that canvas. So please remember the branding is what Google says about you and not what you say. And what Google says is actually what efforts we put in. So if Google is showing a YouTube channel or it is showing a webinar, it has been conducted. That trust is there. I will tell you the biggest advantage of digital is that everything is authentic. Like this webinar is live on YouTube. If somebody from NAC comes in and or from any other body and says that, okay, you have conducted this webinar. So Saurabh can share the link and say, okay, this is the link, you can always see it. So digital has that paraphase of trust, which is not there in other media. And that is why it is my urge to all the budding lawyers and all the other people who have joined in, please embrace digital. Because the soon you become comfortable with the digital media, the soon you become more expertise. So I had a word with GNLU professors, and even they say that we should be using our social media profiles to be creating a brand. And that is where a consultant like me or a person like me can guide you and help you. So please create a social media paraphase of yourself. Now, when we talk about mantras to create a personal brand, I talk about the fossil principle. So there are 6 things that I want in overall that you should remember. Very first, focus on your domain. Please don't be something like a ship without a rudder. कि आज मुझे ये अच्छा लग रहा है, कल मुझे कुछ और अच्छा लग रहा है because it has more money. Please choose a domain which is your strength and then vertically deepen into that domain. So if there is, say, digital marketing that excites me, so I go into the depth and I read more on digital, I give videos on digital, so I become an expert in that domain. Second, please be original. So as lawyers in law, there is a very big point of reference. So if there is a particular ruling which has come into a particular case, of course, the second lawyer who is talking about the same, he can just say that as it happened in this case, the same should be done. But what is more important? The originality of you handling the case. And that makes Harish Salve different from Jethmalani, and Jethmalani different from Kaju, and Kaju different from maybe Salman Khurshid, and Salman Khurshid different from P. Chidambaram, and any other lawyer you talk of. So originality has to be there. You can be inspired from somebody, you can cite somebody else's case, but you have to put your own flavor to it. And until and unless you put your own flavor, you cannot win that. So please be original. Third, please be consistent. Consistent is also related to point first, which is focus on a domain. So if you are putting your energy into one domain, please follow that passion consistently, and then you will see the impact coming. Fourth, be impactful. Please leave a legacy. Now, as lawyers, you are really blessed that God has given you a chance to do good for the society, for people who are in problem. Please try to create an impact on the lives of others. Nobody remembers anybody. आज की डेट में we meet so many people across. How many we remember? We only remember those people who have made a difference to us. Either they have made us smile, or they have listened to our problems, or they have helped us at the worst times of our life, or they have wished us at 12 o'clock at night and maybe the first birthday wish. So please try to create the impact. And that is why I said that what people talk about you when you are not there is branding. So when you are not there and people talk about you, it means you have created the impact. For the next point is live your brand. Live means 24/7. You have to be what you are. And that comes with originality. If I want to copy somebody, I can copy a person for a day, for 2 days, for 5 days. But ultimately, if I am copying, my true self will show up. And that is why I suggested that please be original. So if I talk about, say, Shobha Day. Shobha Day is a renowned author. So you know her as a person carrying a particular signature, the way she dresses up, the way she talks to people, and you have to live your brand 24/7. The last point, let others tell your story. So whether it is Google, whether it is your friends, whether it is your reference group, whether it is your professional contacts, let them talk about what you are. And they will only talk when you have created the right impact. So all these 6 things of the fossil principle, which is focus, originality, consistency, impactful, live your brand, and let others tell the story, should be followed if you want to create a great personal brand. Now, when I talk about a brand, so why am I saying the session started and everyone is talking about branding? Because you have to be the right influencer. In today's times, we are looking up to influencers. Influencers are people who affect our opinions. So try to become a person who is looked up to, who is contacted for references for certain things. So if you are an influencer, people will come to you for a professional advice. They will come to you because they trust you. They will come to you because they feel that you have the right character. Similarly, in law, I think the character is also very important. What you stand for, being the advocates for ethics, how much ethical we are. So be a right influencer. Now, the next 10 minutes of the presentation, I will be talking about that once we understand our niche. By this time, I would think that you would have understood that how you need to identify your niche, looking at the PCP principle. Then looking at that, what do we mean by about a brand? Looking at your strengths and weaknesses. Once that homework is done, then you have to come on the limelight. Now, what do I mean by that? If I understand my elements, if I understand my niche, I do every good homework, but I am not able to reach to my followers. I am not able to reach to people around. Can I create a brand? Question mark. And the answer is no, because people will not be knowing. And referring back what we said, that what is branding? What others talk about you. So when I say that what is Colgate? So Colgate Palmolive will not say what is Colgate. The customer will say that, okay, Colgate is known for zero cavity. So that is what is product branding. And similarly, when we take it for individuals, we call it as personal branding. So why we are saying that use the digital platform? Although we are meeting on a digital platform, and it is needless to mention that what is the benefit of digital platform? So because we have the maximum media consumption today on the digital network, or whether on the open network. So either we have live streaming channels like Firefox, Netflix, or we have these channels like Zoom, Google Meet, web meeting, and other platforms where we are connecting, and also social media. So digital is the highest media consumption which is happening among people today. Second, we can engage better on the digital platform. When I use the word engagement, I am talking about a two-way communication. So it is the right time where you can create a blog as a lawyer, you can write about your opinions on a case, you can write down something where your followers can get back to you. So the moment that engagement, that connect happens, you will be having a brand following and people will like to read about you, people will like to get back to you. So engagement on the social media is very important. Next, the media, the social media and digital, it gives you a wide scope and a reach. So you can reach the entire globe on a single click. Then you can also make user-generated content. User-generated content means, suppose you fought a case and there is a client who is very happy with you. He can share his bite. Bite means he can just share his feedback on a video, and that video can be shared on your channel, on your page, on any other digital platform. Okay, so you are able to reach larger audience on the context of a digital platform. Then you are able to reach the desired target group. It is very easy to target your right viewers or followers on a digital platform. So if I am a person who is pursuing criminal law and I'm an expert in that, I have certain group of people who are interested to listen to me, to read about the cases. So I can reach to those target group on a digital media. The right side image shows that when we are talking to millennials, so this is a marketing example. If you relate it to law, even your clients are your marketing, are your customers, and you are the marketer. So like I told you that I belong to a family of doctors. So my mother is a marketer and the patients which come to her are the clients. Similarly, as a lawyer, you are the marketer, and case के लिए जो आज आपके पास आ रहा है, that person is not a person who doesn't know about digital. He is the person who is reading about digital platforms. He is looking at pages. He is looking at Instagram handles. He is looking at Twitter. He is following people on Twitter. And so when he comes to you with a problem and with a case, and if you want to relate to that client, आप 1957 की बात उससे नहीं कर सकते हो. You have to talk to him in the language that he understands. So when you are talking to millennials or Generation Z, it is very important that you take the digital route to connect to them, because that connection will happen very quickly. And when I say millennials, I hope we all know that these are people who are born after 1980. So 1980, 85, say 2000 tak, 2005 tak, we have people who are born into the millennials category. So even we belong to that category and the next generation which is there. So when we are talking to them, we have to be there on the digital media. Then what are the 10 ways? So these are the 10 tips, the last part of my presentation, that if you want to become a brand in the field of law, I would not say law, you can choose any field, because branding is something which is pervasive. Same tips are for an architect, same tips are for a doctor, same tips are for a teacher like me, same tips are for any other profession that you choose. So first is that you have to identify your niche. This we have already covered in detail. So the PCP principle will help you map that what is your niche. Once you have done that, you choose the right platform. I am not saying that everybody should be on Twitter. I am not saying everybody should be on Facebook. Depending on whom you want to talk to, whom you want to reach, who is your customer, which is the community you want to talk to, you can choose the social media platform. Or you can talk to a consultant who can guide you in doing that. Then you have to plan your content. Content means that when we are on a social network, we are more visible to people. And that has its own plus and minus. When I am saying that I am more visible to people, it means that they are looking up to me for what I put. So like 3 days back when Amitabh Bachchan tweeted it was his 3,950 tweet where he said that I have been diagnosed with COVID. And yesterday, the entire day, there was not a we have not a tweet from me since last one day. Hope you are okay. So when I talk about content planning, it means that what I need to post. So like you are a lawyer, and if you are reading to various things around and there is some case happening, there is a Ayodhya verdict which is coming, or there is a Jessica Lal case in which Manu Sharma has been given relaxation in his imprisonment, whatever happens. So please be aware as to what content you will be posting. And you should also make a planner for that. Every week I will put one topic, or I will write a small article on my blog on Friday. But then why Friday? So maybe people are more free on a Saturday and Sunday, so they can read it. So I have to do a content planning. I should create a script. I should also go for topics that you will post on. Then you should also put a date-wise planner. And always please remember that whenever we are talking about our branding, we have to be original. That is authentic. We cannot be posting somebody else's opinion. Otherwise, you will be filed for copywriting issues. And as a legal person, I think you know best more than me that what is the importance of all this in the social paraphase. Okay. The next. So when I talk about the next thing is be original. Have your own signature style. So like I told you that as a lawyer, it is your way of handling the case that will make a difference. The facts will be a reference to you, but it is the originality. It will be your signature style, the way you tackle it. It will be your voice. So please follow a consistency on your branding interface. Like as a person, you can develop your own signature. You can create a logo of your name maybe, and you can use that on your social media channels, on your YouTube channels if you have that, or on your blog, so that everybody knows you through a single thing. When I relate it to product branding, say suppose if I look at Amul, I look at the Atali Batali girl and I know that it is Amul. Because everywhere, wherever we are talking about Amul, that mascot or that symbol appears. So similarly, we are saying that when we are creating a personal brand, you have to be original, you have to have a signature style, and you have to use the same elements across. Very important. Listen and converse. Like I told you that personal branding, you have to be very careful. You have to listen to people around you. Please use the digital channel for engagement, for connect, to talk to people. Because ultimately, if you're conversing with your audience, if you're conversing with your clients, if you're conversing with others around, what will happen? People will be connected to you. They will start following you. You will become a part of their life. And जब तक आप किसी की life touch नहीं करोगे in a million ways, you will not create the impact, you will not be remembered, and you will not be a brand. So then if a DM comes, DM we are talking about a direct message. So if maybe somebody messages you or texts you, like nowadays, because of lockdown, we are still connecting to our friends, family, schoolmates, batchmates. But if somebody drops a text on your social media platform or on your blog, if you have written an article and there is somebody who asks a question, you should revert to that question. Because if say suppose I am following your blog and I have a difference of opinion, I put a question and you don't respond. Now what will happen? Next time I will stop reading. But if you respond, I will feel that, okay, that person has responded to me, and that connect will become stronger. Then you ask your followers or people who are in touch with you that what they want to listen. Please try to reach back to the society, reach back to your followers with what they want rather than what you are good at. And that is how you have to make that balance. And then create content accordingly. So look up to what people are wanting from you. This ideally either you directly ask from people, or if you're also looking at the print media, you're looking at various articles which are coming on, आपको ये समझ में आ जाएगा that what are people interested to listen now. And based on that, you create your content. You can also use hashtags. So like if you have already created a brand, so for example, like I have a channel, it has a name, Deep Dive Discover with Pooja. So I use this hashtag whenever I am putting a post on my social media channels. So the moment I put hashtag Deep Dive Discover with Pooja, there are a series of posts which come. Hashtags are used basically to create a thread. So if suppose you start building your brand, every time you're using a hashtag, say suppose you're writing about, say, Ayodhya verdict. So you can go to Twitter, you can go to trending hashtags. You can pick up a hashtag which is trending related to your post. Please remember, hashtag ये नहीं होना है कि कुछ भी जो trend कर रहा है. Amitabh Bachchan, COVID is trending, so I use it for my Instagram post on Ayodhya verdict. No. If Ayodhya verdict is the post, find out the trending hashtags related to that and use that hashtag. And you can also create a hashtag of your own. That is also possible. But that will help you connect all your posts together. Be consistent. So once you have started the journey of building a personal brand, please be very consistent, follow a schedule. So like suppose if you say, you can say that, okay, every Friday I will put a post on my blog. So everybody post open karke dekhni hai, that there should be some blog written. So consistency has to be there. Consistency helps you to be very well connected because that becomes a routine for your followers. Then also please remember that balancing the consistency doesn't mean that I am posting anything and everything. Say suppose I am not well, I am suffering from fever and I have to put a post on Friday and I am not well, I am not able to do that. Please go to your blog, write, unwell, will be connecting with you next Friday on issue this. So anybody who will open your blog that day will read that post that, okay, today she or he is not well. So next Friday, we will get back to it. So that consistency has to be there, but the quantity and quality, of course, quality has to have the supremacy. The quality of your content, the quality of what you're talking about your domain, because you're an expert in that domain, that will be your USP. Then it is not a time where we are working in silos. Please try to collaborate. So when I talk about personal branding and when I talk about any branding term, we say that please connect with people. So like digital is a great platform where connection is happening free of cost. You don't have to pay money to Zoom for it, having a 40 minutes meeting with anybody. Try to connect with people in your domain. Say suppose if you are an expert in criminal law and you feel that there is a practicing lawyer in Pune who is very good. You contact that person, you ask him that, okay, sir, I will want you to interview on these 5 questions. Can you be available? That collaboration is the key. I am not saying that if you contact to 10 people, 10 log aapko respond karenge. But out of that 10, 1 will respond. And they will collaborate when they have something also to get back. So maybe you have some particular domain expertise and it is like a barter. So maybe they call you as an expert on a particular area and you call them as an expert on a different domain. Then go live. This is also available on all platforms, whether it is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. It all has the option of going live. So suppose you are creating a moot court kind of event. You can stream that event live. And that will create a lot of interest in people who are following you. Because when you are going live and people are connecting you on that platform, it will help them to meet you in person. Like if suppose if Harish Salve says that, okay, I'll be live on Instagram today at 4. Everybody and anybody who is doing law will watch in and look at him, because he is a big brand today. So I'm not saying that Dave will increase your connect with the people. You will be able to create a very good impact, and that personal branding will be created. And the last thing, you can go for a ask me anything kind of a event during your live session. The question point blank. So ask me anything is very useful to display your subject knowledge, which can give a big boost to your personal branding image. So if you do these tips and then you type your name, you will see an entire page talking about you. And I think then when you do that, then you become an awesome influencer or a great brand in a stream of law, in marketing, in anything that you think of. So that is all from my side. And I can open the round for questions, or I'm giving it back to Saurabh to carry it forward. So Saurabh, over to you.
Facilities, we have to awaken to.
You can just be connected to my handles. You can please subscribe to the channel. You can reach me for personal branding. And of course, it will be a pleasure to help anybody whom I can help to become a brand to be known.
Madam Saurabh sir, I think he got disconnected.
He has connected.
Recently,
Yes,
just one. Yeah, he's there now.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. There's one question in the question and answer, ma'am.
Yes. So the question says how to survive in content marketing where there is extensive competition in every single niche. The moment I say that the competition is extensive in a niche, I think it is not important that when I say that there is a niche happening, the niche cannot be competitive. The moment I use the word niche, it means that anybody who is having a micro specialization. The moment I talk about a niche, it says that it is something which is unique to me. And that is why I told you that it is something that you have to find out among yourself. Because the moment I say that if I am a niche, say I am a person who can help you become an Instagram influencer. So it means that I am an expert into that domain, which others don't have. Coming down to the second question, the second question says that being in the industry for so long, how do you think the combination of CS and law works in the industry? I think computer science, if that is what you mean by CS.
It's company secretariat.
Okay, company secretaryship. Okay, CS and law really works because when I talk about mercantile laws today, a company secretary person ideally helps how to formulate a company. And law is an integral part of company formulation and running of business. So it is a very good combination. And nowadays also you can pursue mercantile law because every company today needs a corporate lawyer. And it is a very good opportunity for female students because it has a lot of respect and it has a great pay package. Okay. Coming down to the next, how can students engage on social media platform dominated by professionals and create some sort of presence? Okay, that is a question I would really love to get back on. Now, when I say that we are talking about social media presence by professionals, I think digital wants everything fresh. My son,
who is in class 12th handles social media more than what I do. So maybe being present on that network, professionals are there. But whatever new people, new generation is coming up, you can have an interdisciplinary. The people who are in the professional age, they are not having the skills of digital. That is what I tell to my students today, that now when you join the industry, actually the skills which people had learned, jinke ab salt, pepper, hair hai, maybe my category, so they are not there in business anymore. People need new people who are with the new skills. So you have a lot of things. The only thing you have to remember is that you have to pursue the right passion and the consistency. That is very important. Put my system on charging. Just a second. Okay. Any other question?
No, I guess you have answered all. Yes, thank you so much, Pooja ma'am. Now I hand over to Krishna ma'am for a word of thanks.
Thank you, Saurabh sir. Okay, I take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks. Firstly, I would like to thank to Dr. Pooja ma'am for this session. For this session, ma'am, you have given an elaborative idea about how to create a personal brand. I'm sure students, participants, they are getting the benefit from your session. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks towards Dr. Kranti Deshmukh ma'am. Ma'am has given the opportunity to arrange this webinar. And I would like to thank to all the teaching and non-teaching staff of the SCLC. And lastly, I would like to thank to all the participants for patience hearing. Thank you all.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you all. All students are requested to be there on the Telegram group so that the sessions and the feedbacks, we can collect it from there. The schedule for tomorrow's sessions will be posted within 15 minutes on the Telegram group itself, right? So thank you all. Thank you.
From my side, Saurabh permits, I would just take the opportunity to once again thank Kranti ma'am and Saurabh for getting in touch. And
Yes.
it's been a pleasure. And I would just want everyone to identify the niche. And each one of has one quality which God has not given to the others. Just identify that. And you will be really happy and blessed in life. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Pooja ma'am. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Okay, Saurabh.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Okay, have a good day to everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.